honey. Good morning. All right, we are finishing up, or almost finishing up this art piece, this clay piece that I've been working on for what feels like forever now, but we're almost there. So, good morning, happy Monday. I hope this finds you rested and ready, wherever you are. This whole weekend, but this week was a blur. I feel like I worked the whole time, and I've just been having to spend a lot of energy on other people right now, which is fine, but it is putting my goals a little behind. That's okay. It's a new week. I woke up in a really good mood. I actually got to bed early last night, which was been a minute since I've done that. The sun came out yesterday. I managed to get a run in, but it looks like it's going to be cloudy and dark today. That's okay. It's actually even dark in here. Oh, hi guys. Hey Andy, hey HB. How are you both? I'm so happy to see you guys. How was your weekend? I don't feel like I have anything to report, actually. I did get some reading done, HB. The last chapter I read was about rivers. Was it called Rivers Run Deep, or was it just about that statement? Either way, it was a really good chapter. Hey, hey. Andy, I was thinking about you because I was trying to think of like anything exciting happened this weekend in like UAP world to talk about. And the only thing I could remember was that I saw something else on, I think probably See with Tebow, that I didn't look at, that I just thought, I'm grateful that you're here because you are so knowledgeable, but also very logical. And it's good to have that in the chat. So I was just thinking of you. Oh, the new Gerb. Yeah, it's about the coffee shop. So, two things. One, yes, Gerb. I have that one saved. I have not had the time to actually play it. I think it's like, what, 2.5 hours, that one? So, I have not watched the new Gerb. I saw that Suativo did like a 20 minute, half an hour video or so on the highlights of it. But I didn't watch that either. My partner needed some graphic design work. I'm trying to like figure out how to phrase everything. Needed some graphic design work done, and so I ended up having to kind of drop everything this weekend and work on that, but that's okay. Still Waters Run Deep, that was it. 3.5, that's why I didn't start it. I knew, I was gonna say, I remember looking at it and being like, oh boy. I'm not there. HB, yes. So I really liked that chapter. I'm going to read that chapter again because I read it last night before bed and I kept saying I wasn't going to do that anymore, but that seems to be the time I have to read. So I want to reread that chapter because you had some really interesting moments of serendipity in there, or, whatnot. Yeah, HB. So with the whole disclosure thing, okay, so let's talk about it for just a second. I know everyone has different opinions on what disclosure means, right? Or like what it looks like to them, but when I think about it, I feel like we're just gonna go back to work on Tuesday. You know what I mean? So I don't know what disclosure would even look like. I feel like if the president came out today and said, FYI, all this is going on, there'd still be a whole bunch of people that wouldn't believe it. Especially now that there's AI and all this crap. So it's like, and we'd still have to go to work the next day. And so I don't know what I anticipate the disclosure to look like. You know what I mean? Like, how does it unroll? What happens from there? I have no idea. So I wouldn't say, I don't know that I'm tired of waiting. I don't know that it's gonna ever be like a non-wait in my lifetime. Maybe it will be. I think it's just gonna be more and more people. It's gonna be like, I was gonna say it's gonna be like religion, in that you're just gonna have people that believe and people that don't. But I don't know. Oh, HB, I didn't think your chapters were bad. They're just so Bible heavy that they're kind of hard for me to pump through quickly. But it's okay. The last one was really good. I'm really excited to keep going. Almost the end of the first book. Only a year later. Not really, but still. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to get the base down today. That's the goal. This little hole. That's going to be easy, I think. And then we're going to start filling in the gaps and building up a little. I already got the yarn for the baby blankets. I actually started one. It's right here. I started one already. I've got like the base done. Oh, it's backwards. There it is. Cute, huh? For a little boy. But I gotta do all the edging and finish it. I don't know if you can hear me. Ooh. But I'm like itching to get back into the baby blankets. So I want to finish this up. I almost colored this morning. I got all my coloring stuff out and then I put it all back away. Because I was like, I kind of need to do something else. You had a conversation with AI to prove that it was biased. Oh, don't waste your energy, HB. Okay. There's a Canadian guy with a dog like Monty called Newton. Wait, is the dog called Newton or is the guy called Newton? Either way, that's adorable. Oh, no, he is Paul. Okay, got it. Wait, hold on. He is Paul. The dog is Newton. Okay. Talks about climate change. Okay. Oh, wow. I bet Newton loves that. Monty loves the snow, and he, unfortunately, we went to the park yesterday, and he had a ball, but last night he was sore. And he's 8 years old, and he's 110 pounds, so he's starting, like, he's got some arthritis that flares up sometimes. But it was kind of like, if I had gone snowboarding, I would be sore the next day type thing. He seems a lot better today, but he didn't get to, like, normally every single morning we go and play ball. And he did not get to go play ball this morning. He only got to walk because we got to keep his shoulder rested until he's, like, feeling a lot better. But speaking of skating. Okay, it's only a 9-minute video. I'll look him up. I love it. I just bought Monty more groomer stuff this weekend, too. I got thinning shears because he goes to the groomer, but I do a lot of maintenance in between to stretch it out. But yeah, he loves this weather. It was just a little sore this weekend. Okay, so we got 2 conversations going here. I was about to ask HB. That was the next, I was going to say, let's go back to that for a second. Can I ask what you were emailing about? Were you just checking in, or? How is she? Did she say anything? Oh, Newton's young? Okay. Um, yeah, how is HB? Or how is HB? How is HB? How is Dr. Powell? Newton's quite young, yeah. We had friends that had to put their dog down this weekend, our best friends, and I'm so heartbroken for them. It was really unexpected, and I try to tell myself every day that someday Monty's gonna break my heart, so that hopefully when it happens, maybe it makes it more manageable. I wish he could stay young forever, but he is very healthy. Outside of, being a little sore, he's actually in great health, which is amazing. I'm very, very grateful. I used to try and take him running with me, but he's only got about a mile in him before he starts slowing me down. Jamaica with her boyfriend. Look at her. That's amazing. Good for her. Having a boyfriend and a vacation. That's wonderful. I hope it was very enjoyable. Have either of you been to Jamaica? I saw something the other day that gave me the feeling that I don't know that I'll ever actually get to visit. Or it'll be on the short list, if that makes sense. I don't see that happening. I'm sure she did. Okay, wait, let's see here. I'm gonna bring that purple in here a little, I think. I don't have much purple left, but... Okay. Yeah, about your mom. I'm gonna put my phone on D&D. Yesterday, I had planned to make another YouTube short and to work on the next deep dive. And that's when I got wrapped up in this graphic design project. And I have a call today at noon, but maybe if I'm lucky, before then, I can actually get somewhere. Wait, what? Okay, wait, no, like the music. I don't know, Andy, I think I missed one. 9-minute video, Newton is quite young, and then it says no, like the music. Oh, you're saying no to Jamaica, but you like the music. That's what you're saying. Yes, me too, actually. I really like reggae a lot, actually. And I love Bob Marley. I have a big framed art piece of him in our guest room. Oh, you haven't shared your transcripts with your mother, HB. Really? Any reason why? Yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're an old hippie, aren't you, Andy? Didn't you say you were old Rasta? Or used to be. I'm not saying you're old. I'm saying a long time ago. Didn't you say you were Rasta at one point? Or am I making that up? As much as I love Bob Marley, I still have not seen the biopic. I guess if that's what you call it. I'm not sure. The movie that came out. Maybe I'll watch that this weekend. Oh, I see, HB. I am old and I was Rasta. Okay, can I ask, Andy, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, or if there's not a reason, but can I ask what shifted? Or anything you want to share? So perhaps, how old were you when you became Rasta, and how long were you Rasta, and how old were you when you left it, or why did you leave it, or how did it change? I have all of the questions. I can't imagine what you must look like. You're white. Are you white? I don't know any Andys that are black. So, HB, while Andy's potentially indulging me, so your mother is holding on to religion. So far, what I have read in your book, I can't see what she would be upset about. However, I don't know where it's going, so maybe where it's going is why you're hesitant to let her read it. What are you concerned that she'll treat you differently or look at you differently or anything like that? She's 89. I asked Dr. Hennessy if she would like to interview her and my brother, just so that she can have more people from your life to discuss about your experiences. That makes a lot of sense. Well, okay, so that being said, do you think your mother should listen to or should read the transcripts prior to being interviewed? Or do you think, I suppose it might be better for her to only have her own experience in mind when she speaks to her? I hope that happens. All right, so I did it. I filled in that gap. It was unceremonious, but we're getting somewhere now. We're filling in the holes now. I mean, hell, I might get through this today. And I'll seal it off camera, because I'll do that outside when it's warm enough, but we'll see. I'm thinking I'm going to build this up, and then I want to get like the bright greens and yellows to kind of spill out, I think. Looks like it's just us this morning. I'm fine with that. I think that things will shift around in the live once I can go back outside. I'm not going to overstress until then. Okay, yeah, I hope it'll help too. Okay, 20 to 40. Wait, okay, about 20 years you were in it, from 40 to 60, still kind of. You're white and you stopped smoking. Ah, okay. I don't know a ton about Rasta, but I know obviously smoking is part of the culture, but can you still be Rasta and not smoke? Surely, right? Or is that literally so entwined with it that you can't do one without the other? Does that make sense? So 40 years old too, that's like a substantial age. It's not like you were a kid that was just being influenced. That was like you are a full-fledged adult and had been drawn to it. I think that's incredible. Hi, Benny. I feel like the only kind of religions, if they're not born again, or not religions, but like spiritual paths even, that I see people going into as they age is, what am I trying to say? Buddhism, I guess. Buddhism is the only one that I've seen people at all ages and older ages coming towards as they age. She was on the podcast last week. On the Telepathy Tapes podcast. If I can get into I really want to challenge myself and not let the Savant episode take as long. I don't know what happened last time, but I'm also trying not to like fight myself or beat myself up for my timeliness or lack thereof. All right, I'm gonna make these itty bitty ones to try and like hide in these holes. What do you mean you may have upset her? I doubt it. I mean, I obviously wasn't a part of the conversation, but I'd be surprised. am I doing? It's actually almost easier for me to look at what you guys can see to see the gaps. So like, is it right here that I'm seeing a lot of? Yeah. Okay. I see. Thank you for indulging me, Andy. Is there a decent sect or a sizable amount of people in that culture and in your area? I feel like I'm sure there's some around here, just because I live in a city, but I'm not exposed to it, so I don't see it. Maybe too large. You know, just thinking of the channel here, one of the topics I've always thought that I would make a sidebar on would be the observer effect and the double slit experiment. I don't know why I'm thinking about this. I know that seems out of left field probably, but I think I'm hesitant because of how loaded of a topic that is. Like how to even present it, how to even broach it. I'm just kind of thinking aloud through the future of the channel once I get through the telepathy tapes. I mean, I'm going to get through the deep dives, and I'm sure I'll probably do something for the documentary, but I don't know. It's just on my mind. Oh, so it's a small group. Okay. Did you, HB? And by all means, you don't need to tell me, because if it's upsetting, just keep it to yourself. It's not going to help me. Or was the answer that no, you don't have any, or haven't been having any? I'm surprised she asked you that, actually. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I'm surprised. I want to fill in some of these green gaps, and then I want to build up this blue section. Man, I got several different shades of green going on here. Oh, I love Tokyo. Oh, welcome. Hi. My Japanese is horrible, or I would try. I absolutely love Tokyo. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. My sister lives in Japan. I don't remember where she is. She's on the mainland, but on a base. You felt you were rude explaining certain aspects of the situation. Ah, I see. I understand, HB. Well, I wouldn't overthink it. I'm sure you're fine. I think intention really matters, and your intention is always good with her, so I wouldn't stress. Our friend from Tokyo, I don't know what to call you, but if you're still there, I'm really excited that you're here. I can't believe you're still working. I mean, I can. The work culture there is insane, but I'm just glad you're here. I love, love, love Japanese culture so much. I've been twice. I was going to say 3 times, but just twice. But I will definitely be back. Oh, HB, I wouldn't think you ruined her weekend. That feels dramatic, no? Just because you said that you thought that You know that? I mean, maybe, but I would like to think not. This is still Zakè, but it's an album I don't think I've ever listened to, and he doesn't normally use piano. Ah, well, even if it upset her, I hope it wouldn't ruin her weekend. I mean, I don't know about her personally at all. Obviously, you do. But being a woman and being of the mind that she is, I'd like to think that we could be similar in that when things happen, at least to me, I don't tend to dwell on them. So it's really hard for one occurrence or one conversation to ruin my entire weekend, let alone my entire day or even my afternoon. You can be upset and not happy about it, but it doesn't ruin it. It doesn't spoil all the good. So I like to think that that would still be the case for her too, you know? Yeah, and that's what I mean. I think that I would be really surprised if you ruined her day by a conversation. She seems mature enough to not be that way. I'm going to concentrate the brightness in the center. So I'm using these colors to fill in these periphery areas. Speaking of the weird things that we always talk about, when I was on my run yesterday, I think I've probably mentioned this before, but oftentimes when I'm running, I try to, in my head, I call it pulling back or sitting back in the experience, but I try to essentially turn the experience into like a video game, like a first player experience where I'm like, okay, I'm in this character that is running. Like, it's the same POV, right? And I try to like take in everything around me, and I think about everything rendering around me the way video games do. Hi, buddy. Monty's getting in his bed. And yesterday I was doing the same thing when I was running, and it was just making me giggle to myself, and I looked up at the sky as I was running, and I had this thought, and I was like, man, if there's anything out there and it's just like hiding from me or hiding from sight, like just a glimpse right now would be awesome, because right now I'm fully convinced I'm in a simulation in a video game. It was just a very funny internal conversation that I remember. I wouldn't stress about it, HB. You were the one that said she was on vacation, right? You've got time zone change, you've got traveling, she's got priorities while she's probably on vacation. She could be regretting checking her work email, but I just realized my screen. Let me fix you guys. Sorry. Just sorry we weren't centered there. Well, then her personal email. I don't check my email at all when I'm on vacation. But you get what I mean. I'm just saying. You maybe didn't hear from her because she's traveling and she's doing all these things. Or you could be right, but either way, does it change any of the conversation? You know, so I wouldn't overly stress if you can help it. All right, let's This blue is so purpley. I need more of a blue. What? Okay, this area still needs help. We're gonna flip this. Okay. Do a little bit of this blue. I need to bring in some more black, maybe. Oh, did you HB on these morning lives? How cool. Well, maybe she'll join. That would be neat. I'm always excited. Oh, it's snowing. Really? I did not think it was gonna snow again. Alright. A little marble piece I said I didn't like, but I kept in. Andy, did you start that UAP GERB? Or did any of you start that UAP GERB, the most recent one? It's 3.5 hours long. I still haven't finished Jesse Michaels on Third Eye Drops. I've decided I'm not buying any more clay. I'm going to make what I have work. Because we're not going to be wasteful. You've seen 2 hours of it, Andy. Okay. What do you think? Anything to report? HB. That's interesting. I mean, I don't know that I feel like I do know enough to be interviewed on you. I know what you have written a bit, and I know a bit about your experience, but I don't feel that I could be well versed enough. Who knows? It's an interesting thought. It's a very interesting thought. Which, by the way, Katie and I are messaging back and forth about our interview with the psychic. I still haven't reached out to the animal psychic until I want to just at least get to that episode before I reach out, just because it takes me so long anyway. Bring some blue in. Yeah, if she's interesting, I would love to talk to her. Okay, good. All right. It's good to know, Andy. Depending on where my attention lands today, if I do anything that doesn't require, like, you know, too much brain thought and I can actually listen to something at the same time, I'll pull that up. Did you ever check out Cryptid Candy or Wicked Mysterious on the Gate program? It's okay if not, but they started a podcast and I kind of want to listen to it. Specifically, like a podcast specifically on the Gate experience, or the Gateway, excuse me, not the Gateway tapes, but on the Gate program in schools. it's one of those things too where I wonder like where that's gonna go, right? Like is the excitement or interest in this just gonna die down, right? Something else just gonna happen? Kind of hoping we all just start spontaneously developing ESP. Oh, actually, my girlfriend sent me something on Instagram. It was a video. Oh, I don't know who it was, but it was a video of someone working with someone else who had on a mindfold, that blindfold that they use in telepathy. And it was like a kind of a speed run through a session that they were doing where this one woman was teaching the other woman to see with the blindfold on. And it was really interesting. They started talking about how, like, essentially it wasn't just a you can do it or you can't. It was like it did require work and training and practice. And so at the beginning of the video, she was kind of wishy-washy on her answers. And basically they were holding like Zener cards or colors or numbers in front of her and having her figure out what, she couldn't see. And by the end of the video, the girl with the blindfold on was getting, like, within it, she was getting it right every single time. Like, after a little while, she was spot on every time. And the woman was explaining that she's like, at first I couldn't see, air quotes here, couldn't see anything. But after some amount of time, she's like, oh, she kept calling it like a window. And she was like, a window, like this tiny window would open up that I could see what was in front of me. And that window began to expand with use. And that's why she began to be able to get like all of the answers correct. It was so interesting. But I totally forgot that last night before I went to bed, I was totally looking up mindfolds online to be like, does it even need to be a mindfold? Probably not. Like, it can probably just be a blindfold. But I really want to do it. An hour is about all you can listen to. Cryptid Candy. Yes, Cryptid Candy is a YouTube channel. What did I do? Cryptid Candy and Wicked Mysterious are two different YouTube channels that have joined forces. They both did videos. Sorry, I dropped a piece of clay. I don't know where it rolled off to. They both did videos on the gay experiences in schools, and then they joined forces to do a combined video on the gay experience, which I really liked their combined video a lot. And then they, at the end of that, they were like, this is so interesting, we are going to start a podcast. And so then they supposedly started a podcast specifically about this. I have not heard the podcast yet, though. Okay, so this is definitely not going to get finished today, but I think we're going to do a good amount of damage on this, and then we'll probably finish it up on Friday, and I can move on. Like I said, I almost colored this morning, and I'm actually glad I didn't, because I feel better being closer to finished with this. Has interviewed Mindfold live with Side Games winner. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they used the Mindfold at the Side Games. I saw that. I think it's very interesting. Again, like, I'm sure a Mindfold isn't required, but it still makes me want one. I've told you guys before, I have some apps on my phone that are like psychic apps that have like Zener cards or Zener cards, depending on how you pronounce it. And different kind of like psychic-y games, if you will. And I mess with them every now and then. I don't think about it too often, simply because it's digital, I just don't trust it, right? Like, I know the computer can probably decide how often it wants me to be correct and just adjust its answer accordingly. The makers of the game swear that's not the case, but I still enjoy messing with it. I'm gonna start trickling this teal and purple into each other a little bit. he talked about windows too. Maybe that's a word that they use, right? If it's a word that they use in the vernacular of that community of people that are like, working with, I don't know what to even call that. What is that? I don't know what to call that. I'm sure there's a term for it, but I bet that Windows is probably part of the vernacular when they're training people how to do it. But yeah, it was just interesting. I mean, the way she described it, I never heard that before though. And it really made me want to go try for myself again. Now that I have this like concept of windows in my mind, like maybe it'll help me try to see differently, if you will. It reminds me of those videos. I'm sure you guys have seen them. They've got different documentaries that have featured this, and then also YouTube videos where it shows kids with blindfolds on that are reading or are playing games or whatever, and they have these blindfolds on, and it's so interesting to watch. And it's really easy to like look at it and just be like, no, like obviously they can just like see through the blindfold and it's clear and blah blah blah. And there's times when you're watching it that the way people turn their heads and whatnot, you're like, well, clearly they're like seeing through the sides of the mask or whatever. But honestly, I don't have a mask on. I don't know what they actually can or can't see. I don't know that dozens of children would all be seeing through these corners of the masks and lying perfectly without, whatever. So, I don't know, it's just curious. Oh, yours was to guess a picture on a computer. I didn't know that. My partner describes, it kind of reminds me of remote viewing, the way he describes it, but he's always felt that he has this ability to see someone, whether it's in real life from a distance or whether it's like on TV, for instance. And he's always kind of felt like he can jump into their perspective and see what they can see. It happens a lot when we're watching sports and when something's live. It sounds crazy, but it's a really curious concept that he experiences, that it's just like we'll be watching something and he's like, he can, in his mind, the way it feels is like, it's described like remote viewing. It feels like he's remote viewing the soccer pitch, if you will, if we're watching a match. And obviously we're staring at it on the TV, so you know what it looks like, but it's more about like his experience, and he's not doing it to test or to prove anybody. It's a conversation, so obviously I trust him, but it's just, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of remote viewing. You found Corey through remote viewing? Is she talking about it in her channel? What do I need to do here? I need to bring in some of this light green into this teal. Just a little. Oh, Psy Games. Was Corey involved with the Psy Games in any way, or just covering them, or? I need to go to their channel. Oh, you guys, remember the neighbors? Okay, it's not them outside. It's neighbors I like outside. The neighbors, that was a handful the whole day. Like what you guys witnessed on Friday's live with my neighbors yelling at each other and all that craziness that I recounted, it never stopped. Actually, I need to get more coffee soon. Drama, I know. Put a few more pieces of the screen down and take a quick coffee break. I need a refill. Is that what I wanted to do? No. I'm definitely gonna have to seal this. This is gonna fall apart. Just kind of tap it down a little when I drop it in and hope that it sticks. Well, I thought someone got kicked out. I mean, I still kind of do, but the fact that it went on all day was a little unexpected. The police came back like multiple times. It was very dramatic. Other neighbors came out. One guy, I was very surprised. There was one neighbor at one point that I've never seen before. I've never seen this guy. Came outside and yelled at the cops and told the cops to their face that they were useless because they weren't taking care of the neighbors that have like been a constant disruption and whatever. I was stunned. I can be pretty brash. I was not expecting someone to say that to the police. Thankfully they did not react. But also the guy wasn't wrong. The police weren't doing anything about it. It was a very, very curious Friday, man. My building is on a group chat, all the units, and the group chat was firing off all day with updates from everybody as like we were watching or hearing or listening. And one of the girls in the group chat is a hairstylist and was like at the salon, and almost all of us were work from home, like the rest of us in the building. So we're all here watching it, and the hairstylist was just getting like one-sided updates like about, oh my gosh, did you hear what he said to the cop? Oh my God, can you believe they did this and that? And it was just like, she was laughing. She's like, this is so wild to only get from one side and not have a visual to what you guys are talking about. It was crazy. Right, here's hoping today is much calmer. The rest of the weekend went by pretty well without incident. Oh, I'm really starting to like this a little bit. To add some dimension to this purple area too. Okay, let's bring in I think I need a little bit more of this medium green. I'm starting to fill in some of the holes. That's good. I'm only seeing a little bit, like up in here from this angle. Monty got in bed with us this morning. Didn't you, bud? He never does because he gets hot because he's so big. So it was really sweet and cuddly. Oh, that's exciting. Is that the feeder for the butterflies? I don't know how to pronounce that. Wow, this music is so different. Oh, that's because this isn't Zakè. Do not copyright me. Do not copyright me. Hold on. There we go. Oh, the birds. Man, oh, that is one thing. My deck, remember the fire? I lost all of my pretty setup. I totally forgot about that for a second. I lost all my pretty setup on the back deck, and I'm currently not in a place to be able to financially replace anything to make that look pretty again right now. I mean, hopefully things change before it gets warm, but I have to get creative on making that look nice over there. This is one thing I pride myself on, though. I am capable of making most things look decent with a little effort. Okay, let's flip this again. Work on these kind of blue area here. I wish this blue was more blue. What do I want? Oh, hey Tara, how are you? You little wildlife sanctuary HB. I love it. Okay, let's do... What do I got going on here? Okay, let's coffee. One second. Yes, the deck has been fixed. Actually, real quick, before I walk away. The deck has been fixed, which is amazing. I can't believe it, but they fixed it in December. There was actually snow on the ground. So they replaced the deck. It looks the exact same now, but they've changed all of that. But I'd taken the curtain down already, which is cool. The chair that I sat in, the two chairs that sat next to me are usable, but they are damaged. Like there's like burn holes and stuff in areas. And then there was like a whole day bed that you guys have seen clips of Monty on that I didn't show in the lives, but that is all gone. That went up in flames. And then several of the planters. I had AstroTurf on the deck, which was my favorite part of the deck, and that was completely burned. What else? It might not be too bad. It might just seem bad. It's mostly the furniture. Okay, coffee. I'll be right back. One moment. We're back. We're back. Hi. Yes, HB. The fire was, we are very, very lucky that we didn't have any smoke damage. Actually, let me turn this heater on. We were very lucky that there was not any smoke damage and that the fire didn't actually get into the building. They did have to break down the upstairs back door, and so like it got that close, like it damaged the door and like started to try to get in, but thankfully we were very lucky. But yeah, everything on the deck except for the grills, because they were in the opposite corner, basically. Which I don't know if grills would normally survive a fire or not. It wasn't gas, thank God. Well, I guess there was a gas tank down there, but it just wasn't in the line of fire. Literally. Okay. I'm going to see how much we can get done. I'm filling this guy in. Really, HB? Interesting. Oh, shoot. Sorry if it sounds a little weird. I had to turn on this little space heater next to me. Go in. Very fortunate. I mean, I think that the biggest thing was we were lucky that our neighbors saw it and called. I mean, that was really what it was. If they hadn't, if nobody had seen it or nobody had called, or it had been a little bit longer, it easily could have been a lot scarier. But it wasn't. We play What If all day, but no point, especially not for the negative. You know what? I mean, yeah, I guess we can finish this on live. Where is that? Is this where I'm seeing gaps? Yeah, okay. I was just gonna say, I don't have to, we're so close that I could consider this finished today and I can do the final touches off camera, but I don't know. Can you now? I tried to turn off the automatic captions that Pierce said were making it hard for her to see, but when I looked, they were on, so I don't know what that's about. Because I have, this is the most, I guess I have a lot of this blue color, so I'm going to use this to fill in a bunch of holes, and then I'll bring in the other colors to make it interesting again. I think that's going to be the plan. I saw a video. There's this interior design YouTube channel called Lone Fox, and he does all sorts of cool interior design stuff. And I saw a short that he put out the other day that talked about like how he started on YouTube and how he tried all different kind of creative avenues before he kind of fell into interior design. And he was showing clips from like these old videos of himself from years prior doing different crafts and stuff, and I was like, oh, that looks familiar. It looks like me, like messing around with all these different creative things until I find out like what sits and fits in the long run. Let's be rude. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine it's helpful. It's a nice feature. Very calm day today. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know what it is, but I woke up on the right side of the bed today. Even now, like, the chat is very calm. You know, I don't even have much to say. There's part of me that's worried about being boring, but there's part of me that's just very content right now. I'm very much at peace. Which is, I'll take it. I don't think it's a feeling a lot of us get a lot lately. Okay, so I will finish this off on Friday as opposed to today, because I might make it a little weird once I get done with the base. I have moments of doing that. Wouldn't shock me. Oh, yeah. I mean, I could do a video on decorating the deck, except that that would require money to buy things, unless I do like how to do it on the cheap, however it is that I figure out how to do it in the meantime. But we won't actually be refinishing the deck because I'm a renter, so the landlords will take care of that. We'll have people come through and they will stain and weatherproof the deck in the spring. I love woodworking, and I actually have refinished several wood pieces. I've done a bed frame, a dresser, and at least like 3 side tables, and at least 2 coffee tables at this point. There was a period in time where I was doing a lot of woodworking and furniture renovation. But on the deck, it'll be professionals. But I could potentially do something on decorating the deck. Yeah, I gotta think about that. It's like on one hand, it's just now February, so I feel like I have forever until the deck is at a usable temperature. But at the same time, and I'm gonna blink and it's gonna be time to go outside, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit, it looks like crap out here. I also don't know what to expect in terms of my Wi-Fi capabilities this year. I'm not sure if I will. Well, I just got an ad. I'm not sure if I will be able to have dual cameras or if I'll have to go back to just one POV. I have a short that I did when I refinished a side table. This like really cool Chinese. I don't know what it. I don't know what to call it, but it's in my shorts. It's an old one before I started doing the telepathy tape stuff. But I refinished this table and I thought it looked so good, and then I listed it on OfferUp to sell, and someone bought it online and wanted just the tabletop. They had me remove the legs and just send them the top. I was really surprised. It's not quite ready. I also, now that we're talking about art, I have this painting that I started on my birthday last year for myself, like as a gift to myself, kind of like a, I don't want to say it's any sort of self-portrait, but I have, like many an art thing, it's been set to the side. And I had told myself that I would finish it before my next birthday, and that's going to be here in the blink of an eye, and I am not finished with that piece at all. So that's something else I want to revisit soon. See if I can actually get it done before my birthday. Oh, guess what? Do you guys remember me always saying that I'm trying to manifest a movie score for Zakè, the musician? Um, the other day he got a commercial, a national commercial, using his music in the background. Um, and so I told him, I was like, you know what? I've been trying to will a movie score into your future, and I think commercials are the first step. And anytime I hear anything about manifestation, one of the things that I feel like I always hear, but at the same time people often overlook, is acknowledging progress or steps closer towards the thing that you want. So if I'm manifesting a movie script for him, anything towards that needs to be acknowledged as a step towards that. So a commercial, for instance, is a step towards that. And I am just really thrilled for him. I did not see that Hannah has a new painting up. Oh, look, she's such an incredible artist. You should hear that girl sing. She can paint, but she can sing even better than she can paint. She is so multifaceted. I'm moving some of this kind of bluish middle ground into this purple side. Kai does commercials. I mean, I know she does in the podcast. Is she like on like commercials on TV now? I mean, girl's gotta pay bills. I'm not judging her. I'm like, what is that sound? It's like a background layer on the music. Yeah, it's coming together a little bit. I wish that you guys can see the colors like they truly are. They look odd on screen. Hey Turtle, good morning. Oh, Kai directed commercials. Yes, I knew that. Turtle, I don't know what I'm making. Just art. It's air dried puffy clay. So it's like, it's kind of like Play-Doh, but lighter, puffed up with air, I guess. I had this left over from Christmas and I just wanted to use it. So that's what we're doing. I know, it does kind of look like candy. I think I'm going to have one more day on Friday. I'll finish this piece up, I think. How are you, Turtle? How was your weekend? And then when we get back, after doing this clay piece, I don't know, it's like on one hand I want to color again for a minute, but on the other hand, I want to get moving on these baby blankets. I do remember you. Yeah, that's why I'm just calling you Turtle. Casual, you know, first name basis. It's good, I'm glad you're well. Welcome back. It's been a very calm morning this morning. I had half a mind to go down to 1 day a week in February. I obviously did not decide that yet. But I'm happy to be here all the same. I also think there's something really beneficial in just the practice of doing this, even if it's just us here for, you know, the time being. There's something about the consistency of like showing up and doing it that's been really good for me. Do you have anything exciting happen this weekend, Turtle? I just keep envisioning building on this. I just had like this thought in my mind of taking some of the other colors and rolling them out into like as skinny of little lines as I can make them and like cross hatching it over it so the bubbles are like coming through. I don't even know if that would look good. My brain is like, add more. No, just no work right now. Somehow it's like I have a ton of work and no work. I've been doing a lot of unpaid labor with the idea that like it will grow into paid labor. I was supposed to have a meeting yesterday with a potential new client that is opening a kind of like privatized dog park, but she's sick, so we had to push till next Sunday, which will work out. We're going to meet and watch the Puppy Bowl together and talk business for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, Turtle, that's where I'm at. I need to figure it out. And yes, I think you're right, HB. I don't know if it's for everybody, it is, but definitely for me, I get so much mentally and emotionally out of these. Man, come on, stick. So you're starting to lose some of this purple in here and the blues, but I'm going to bring it back. Turtle, what do you do for work? I apologize if I've asked you that before. Also, don't feel like you have to talk about it if you don't want to. Typically, I hate talking about work, but it's starting to shift now, thankfully. Yeah. I hear you, HB. Hmm. Oh, okay. Do you live where it gets cold? Like, do you have a construction season and it's just out of season right now? Or is it other stuff? Sorry, I know I'm like staring directly at you, but I'm actually staring at the screen to see this. Turn it again. Yeah. Well, hopefully the season goes quickly. I mean, construction's construction, but so much of it has to be done outside, I guess. It's not an easy job that you do, but it is an important one, so thank you. One of my clients is a builder company out of Austin, Texas. So they are busy all year long because the weather is always conducive for them to be working. Being a producer is producer just means you can do anything. In the end, like it really is just like you can do anything and you can do everything. That's it. Like that's a producer. If it's an event production, if it's a film production, if it's a photography production, if it's an event like a wedding production, it is being able to do everything. It's just essentially making sure that things happen on time, in budget, and without issue. And when there's a fire, being the one to put it out. It's not exciting. I mean, that's not true. Like, I've had periods where I've been like, okay, this is exciting. But in general, it's just a ton of work. It's one of those jobs, and I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, it's one of those jobs where you just do everything. Everything. And it gets like, becomes very easy to burn out in that scenario. However, it's given me the skill set to be able to do so many things, including all of the skills needed to do this channel. Outside of like the special interest of science and spirituality, the actual ability to edit, to light, to write, to do the visuals, to understand the back end, all of that kind of stuff has been par for the course and part of the work that I've done. But in general, it's it's something. Yeah, producer. But truly, like when you meet, being in this side, yeah, it's my own business. I am my own business. But like, so being on this side, when you know other producers, like, for instance, where I'm at, people I know and work with, other people in my world, even my best friend here is a producer. When I'm having conversations with people about what I do for work and I say that I'm a producer, it's understood that that means, yeah, that I will basically do anything and everything that needs to be done in order for things to work. My go-to kind of like explanation of it is that I take information or chaos for private clients and businesses, and I transmute it into something that is clear, cohesive, and elevated in presentation to help them get their messaging out in some capacity. That is like my blanket explanation of what I do. But the most satisfying part, or what was my most satisfying job, I did a tourism job. I don't know that I'd say it was satisfying, but I did a tourism job. I don't want to say what state, but it involved, like, doing it was a travel job, which meant that we drove all over the state and we shot footage in different, like all of, if you think about any sort of tourism commercial, it always has like the highlights of all the best parts of a state, right? Like, the downtown capital area, like cool natural areas, whatever. So it was very cool to get to travel around and see like the best of what the state had to offer in order to make the commercial. But I also hate travel jobs, so there's a double-edged sword there. I don't know that satisfaction is the word. I've had some jobs that I've really liked. I did a job for Nike that I loved the final result of. Loved it. I also did a job for Adidas that I hated the experience. Like the job nearly broke me, but the commercial I could tell was going to be insanely good. And it was for the Olympics when COVID hit and we didn't have the Olympics that year, so the commercial got scrapped. And even when that happens, even though we worked on it, even though we completed it, none of us will ever see it. So I will never see the final product, and I will not have access to the final product to show in any sort of portfolio or anything, which is very frustrating because that was like probably a month-long, 16-hour a day, every day for a month project. And then like the final product is just never released. So that sucks, but I feel like I would have loved that project in the end. I can't say that I would say satisfied. I can't think of anything that I'd say was like a satisfying job though. Maybe the Nike job. I was really happy with the end result of the Nike commercial. I was very happy with it. It was kind of like Stranger Things-esque. It was like kind of 80s, 90s. And super fun. Stylistically, but yeah, we still get paid for the job. And there's no royalties on commercials, so the commercial getting scrapped also doesn't affect my pay because it's not like I would make royalties off the commercial being run. It would just be nice to have had the final product in my portfolio, but at the same time, I've told you guys before, I don't actually want to be I don't want to produce commercials. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I want to work for myself doing, things that I want to talk about on my own timeline in my own way. So having that in my portfolio, I don't know what difference it would make, right? Because I'm not trying to get those kinds of jobs anymore. But, neither here nor there. It's interesting that you consider yourself more of a storyteller, HB. I like it, though. Area 6-minute warning. I think we made some really good progress today on this. It's turning very blue at the moment, but I'm getting this base kind of filled in, and then I'm going to spread this green out, I think. And then maybe bring in that neon pop of yellow. I mean, I would totally sell my art if I thought that there were people that wanted to buy it. See, that's a fun color, yeah. Yeah, I would absolutely sell my art if it were a thing that people wanted. I don't think we're there yet. If I were to keep doing clay and started making clay figures, that's one thing. Or, I don't think the coloring pages are worth it for anybody to buy, really. But, I mean, when I transition to the baby blankets, if, people see that and then they want to commission me to make blankets, I do that. They're expensive, but it's cool. If I go back and I finish, some of my other paintings on live as the summer approaches and stuff, and people want them, that's different too. But right now, I don't know that there's a demand for it, but I would. I like it. Developing the characters. Your writing teacher wants you to write a short story. Oh, neat. Merch. I like games. I mean, some kinds of games. Depends. What do you got in mind? Go in that little hole. Man, I got all of these. All right, I learned a lot of lessons with this project. For instance, I would have put the base down. Oh, new Resident Evil. Blanket merch. Oh gosh, HB. Merch means like, this is not merch. Only in that blankets are like several $100s and take me such a long, each one's handmade. Whereas I think, when I think of merch, I think of something that can be more mass produced. Maybe not. So the new Resident Evil, while I like games, Resident Evil is not on my repertoire of entertainment. Only because I don't like stress as entertainment, and those kinds of games stress me out. But, is it cool? Have you been playing it? Don't get me wrong, I like a good scary story here and there. I love Halloween. I like a good campy, scary movie. Like, I love Scream, for instance. I love all the Scream movies. But the game would probably actually spook me. Let's see. I'm trying to find... I'm going hard with this blue, but I'm going to use it, like I said, as a base, and then I'm going to bring out the other colors up around it. Like I should have done from the beginning. Right? Doesn't it stress you? Like, entertainment, stress as entertainment kills me. I think shit's stressful enough. I don't want to do it for fun. Yeah, play it. I play Animal Crossing when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, I'll pull out my Switch. But, again, only because that's like so stress-free. I got the Harry Potter Legend, or Hogwarts Legends game. I don't remember what it was called, and even that stressed me out. Also, I always laugh when I saw a TikTok or something, Instagram, I don't know. I saw something, it was over a year ago, but I've never stopped thinking of it, where someone was like, you know, all day long, I work at the screen, at the computer screen. And then after a while, I take a break from my computer to switch to my little screen. And then I go back to the middle screen. And then at the end of the day, when I'm done with the middle screen, I go to the big screen and I watch TV. And I'm not saying I do that, but this girl was saying that. And I always think about that now when I'm like working or taking breaks or whatnot, of like, am I going to take a screen break to another screen and then take a screen break from that screen to another screen? And in that train of thought, it kind of eliminates the desire to play a video game, because I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta get away from the screen. I have to. It's just funny. Okay, let's see here. How are we doing on time? Oh, I'm overtime. Look at that. That's what we do. It's true, right? Like screen break to screen break to screen break. So I try to take a break from my screens, period. For me, it's usually in the form of reading. A book, a tangible book. I don't read, I don't have a Kindle, so I don't read digitally, and that's usually like the best thing. Or I'll tell myself that I'm on a screen break because I'm not looking at a screen, but I'm still listening to a screen, right? I'm listening to a podcast or something. It's like, where does the line stop? All right. It's time, kids. We are finished for today. And we'll be back same time on Friday. And we will wrap this piece up. And then I will seal it. Am I a minimalist? I'll answer that question before we go. No, I am not a minimalist. However, I am the first bitch to throw some shit away. And I don't mean throw away as in like landfill throw away, but I mean I love to declutter and I love to get rid of things and donate things and just get like decide that I'm done with something and be like, okay, cool, use it and get rid of it. But I'm not a minimalist. I love art and I love decor. So like if you were to walk around my house, like there's just, I mean, look at that. Is there any part of this that looks minimalist? There's so much shit on that bookshelf. Whereas like my best friend that lives in Austin, she's a minimalist, and this would be like so much more clear. But all right, guys, I gotta go. You're sweet. I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I hope something unexpected and magical happens, and that you guys all come back on Friday and tell me what it was. But until then, I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Bye. Have a good day.